Hello and welcome to Rock's Garage. I'm your host Jason, and today I'm going to show you how to install a lift block on the front of this Club Car DS golf cart. Before we get started, let's take a look at what's included with the lift block and the tools needed for the job. When you receive your lift block, part number SPN-0035, this is what comes with it. You have your aluminum lift block and new mounting hardware. Now let's take a look at the tools needed for the job. The tools that we need for this installation today are just a 14mm socket and a 3/8 drive ratchet. Let's begin with the installation. Before you begin with the installation, there's a couple things you need to do first. You need to make sure that the key is in the off position, the parking brake is engaged, the rear wheels are chocked, and the front of the cart is securely on jack stands like I've already done here. Now once you have that done, we can begin with the installation. The first step of this installation is we need to remove the leaf spring retainer plate put on the bump of the cart. Now what this is, it's the metal plate that holds the leaf spring to the frame of the vehicle. Now to do that, we're going to be using the 14mm socket and 3/8 drive ratchet. Once you have the leaf spring retainer plate removed and all the hardware is removed, the next step is to install the lift block. Now this lift block is going to go in between the leaf spring and the frame of the vehicle. So your leaf spring will be on the bottom, the frame of the vehicle will be right on top. Now that you have the lift block in place, the next step is to reinstall the leaf spring retainer plate. To do that, you'll need the help of a floor jack. It will make things a lot easier for you. So what you want to do is you want to raise your jack up, and just before it gets to the point where it makes contact with the bolt that hangs down from the leaf spring, lower it down some, you want to get your leaf spring retainer plate in there and just have the bolt go right through the big hole on the retainer plate. To do that, you just want to lift it up enough to where you can close the gap between the lift block and the bump of the frame. Now you might notice that the lift block might hit some of the bolts that connect the frame to the other piece of steel on the top of it. All it needs is a little push, get it slid into place, and you can jack it up the rest of the way. All right, now that we have that done, we can now take the new hardware. I just like to get the bolt started first. Then lift up the leaf spring retainer plate, like so. Then using the existing lock washer and nut, we can get them started on the new bolt. And once you have the front started, you can do the same on the rear. Now that you have all the bolts started, what we can do is we can lower our jack, get that out of the way. Then using the 14mm socket, we can tighten everything back up. Now that you have all the hardware tightened, that wraps up the install of the lift block on this Club Car DS golf cart, part number SPN-0035. Thank you for joining me today at Rock's Garage. Please enjoy safely.